It needs to get like that so it no longer becomes words, but something that's emblazoned in your heart.
Yeah, that's real.
Let us pray. As I stand at your sacred desk, O Lord, I know that I'm not here by merit, but by amazing grace. That the words of my mouth and the meditation of our collective heart be acceptable in thy sight, for you are truly our rock and our redeemer. Amen.
Amen.
But see, I just want to say, I'm really proud of you that you would trust us and feel comfortable enough around us. No, amen. No, that's not a joke. I'm dead serious about that.
Yes.
If you brought your Bible this morning, because I use a slightly different lectionary than the one that the programs use. Most times we're on point, but today we're off. So this morning it comes from Luke, the 19th chapter. Luke, the 19th chapter. And while the lectionary is great, I love it. And most times, the text is on the back. It's still not a bad idea to bring your Bible. Or at least bring your cell phone so you can look it up. So you can Google it. So you got two options. Beginning chapter 19, beginning of verse 1, I will read through verse 10. He entered Jericho and was passing through it. A man was there named Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and was rich. He was trying to see who Jesus was, but on account of the crowd, he could not, because he was short in stature. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore tree to see him, because he was going to pass that way. When Jesus came to the place, he looked up and said to him, Zacchaeus, hurry and come down, for I must stay in your house today. So he hurried down and was happy to welcome him. All who saw it began to grumble and said, he has gone to be with the guests of one who is a sinner. Zacchaeus stood there and said to the Lord, look, half of my possessions, Lord, I will give to the poor, and if I have defrauded anyone, I will pay back 4 times as much. Then Jesus said to him, today salvation has come to this house, because he too is the son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek out and save the lost.
Amen.
Let us consider this morning for a theme on this All Saints Sunday, on the lookout for a Savior. What should we do with this story about Zacchaeus? Should we apply a cursory reading to the text? There is a simple message that I'm quite certain we can take home this morning. And if life were that simple, that would probably suffice. But if we dare to go further, this text causes us perhaps to rethink what we already know. If you are remotely familiar with Luke's gospel, it doesn't take long to conclude that the rich don't particularly fare well in Luke's narrative. All you need to do is read Mary's Magnificat in Luke chapter 1, when she comes to the realization that her controversial pregnancy is divinely inspired. And she says, my soul magnifies the Lord, and my spirit rejoices with God my Savior. For God has been mindful of the humble state of his servant. From now on all generations will call me blessed. For the Mighty One has done great things for me. Holy is his name. God brought down rulers from their thrones, but has lifted up the humble. God has filled the hungry with good things, but has sent the rich and poor away empty. And this theme of the rich and poor, the rich going away empty, appears throughout Luke's gospel. But not here. Text says that when Jesus entered Jericho, there was a man named Zacchaeus. We are told that he was a tax collector and he was quite rich. Right there. Before we go any deeper into the story, in addition to Luke not holding the rich in high regard, Zacchaeus was rich because he was a tax collector.
Amen.
So, when we read this narrative, it begs the question, so why was Zacchaeus on this day willing to ruin his nice Armani tunic, scuff his Bruno Magli sandals, chip away his nicely manicured fingernails just to get a glimpse at Jesus? This doesn't make sense.
Amen.
Especially if we are willing to keep Zacchaeus in the social box of being a tax collector. He made his money backed by the Roman Empire through violence and intimidation on the blood, sweat, and tears of his own people. And as we've talked about it before, no one likes tax collectors. Probably worse than they disliked Rome, because tax collectors were Jews who were doing a shakedown on their own people. We're also told that Jesus, while on his way to Jerusalem, stops by Jericho. He stops in the place known as Antony's Gift to Cleopatra, 6 miles from the Dead Sea that the Jordan River flowed into, where Herod had a summer home. It was a lush place with palm trees. It was an oasis in the middle of the desert. And with my imagination, I would say probably whatever happened in Jericho stayed in Jericho. It was that kind of place. We are further told that Zacchaeus desperately wanted to see Jesus. And because he was a short man, the crowd was in his way. We should not conflate a desire to see Jesus with a desire for grace and mercy any more than consistent church attendance denotes a desire to have an authentic relationship with God.
Amen.
Thank you, Chris. I'm glad somebody heard that. All we know is Zacchaeus desperately wanted to see Jesus. He could have easily, with the aid of his henchmen, moved the crowd so that he could see Jesus as he passed by. But that was not the manner in which he needed to see Jesus. Something else is going on with Zacchaeus today. He needed to see him internally through the more so than the external power that his position afforded. He already had the juice. He could have moved folk out of the way, but he needed to see Jesus in a different way. So Zacchaeus ran ahead and climbed up a sycamore tree so he could see Jesus when he came by. And yet, there is a desperation to Zacchaeus' actions that cannot be ignored. Maybe it was an external manifestation of internal emptiness and despair. And when Jesus got to the tree, he looked up and said, Zacchaeus, hurry down. Today is my day to be guest in your home. And he scrambled down and, hardly believing his good luck, delighted to take Jesus home. Now, you know, everybody's not happy when somebody else is being blessed. So, and I'm not criticizing the crowd because, remember, Zacchaeus is a tax collector. So I don't blame him. You know, I get it. You know, what business does he have? Who does Jesus think he is? Don't he know he's a crook? Boy, if I wasn't in the temple right now, who knows what I'd say? then again, what could Zacchaeus be thinking right now? He's got to be stunned. Now, who knows what he's thinking? Then he starts confessing that he will give half his income to the poor. And if he's caught cheating, he'll pay 4 times the damages. These are hardly the words of an individual who makes his living on intimidation and fear. But Jesus said to him, today is salvation day in this home. He is Zacchaeus, son of Abraham, for the Son of Man came to find the lost sheep. On the surface, this parable makes a lot of sense.
Amen.
Is that not who Jesus is looking for? I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I'm seeing. I am the good shepherd.
Amen.
The lost sheep, that's who he's looking for.
Amen.
If I got 99 and one's lost, let me go find the one and leave the 99. That makes sense. What better feeling than to know that Jesus has blessed one's actions? But the outcome of this story is not as important as the steps that got Zacchaeus to his position. So it's not even the outcome that he goes to Jesus' house. There's 3 things here I want us to understand about Zacchaeus before we go home and watch the Raiders become 4-4. United throw that in there for the Seahawks fan coming in with his chest sticking out. First lesson here that I think was important for us is what you do is not necessarily who you are.
Amen. Amen.
In verse 2, it tells us that a man named Zacchaeus was the chief tax collector and was rich. See, in this narrative, even before we know that Zacchaeus wanted to see Jesus, we know that he's a tax collector and he's rich because of it.
Yes.
As less than perfect creatures, our preconceived notions about the way we define certain terms cause us to label folk before they have an opportunity to open their mouths. Jesus, this is within a few days of his death. His face is set on Jerusalem and what will happen there. He is highly conscious of the passion that awaits him. Jericho is at the foot of the hill, which rises toward Jerusalem, is only a few hours away. But we are told when he came to Jericho, intended to pass through town. That was the objective. But he changed his plans because he saw Zacchaeus, the tax collector, who was rich. Now, this is not a criminal per se, but in the eyes of all, he was a legalized oppressor. His job description was to gouge as much taxes from the people as they could bear. His profits came from whatever was left over after he paid what Rome wanted. Obviously, Zacchaeus was good at his job. He was a figure of contempt and fear. This man for whom Jesus paused, this is who Jesus stopped in his forward progress. He has another mission, but he stops for the tax collector.
Amen.
No, but remember I just said this is the man that Jesus stopped for. He didn't stop for the tax collector.
Amen.
He stopped for the man. The man who climbed the tree so that he could get a glimpse at Jesus. That's whom Jesus stopped for. And like Zacchaeus, Jesus does not stop because of what we do. He stops because of who we are.
Amen.
He stops because we are all cracked vessels trying to make sense out of life. He stops because he knows we are more than our mistakes. We are more than our mishaps. We are more than our failures. We are more than our bad judgment. We are more than our selfishness. We are more than our greed. We are more than what the world sees. He stops more importantly because we are more than